Okay, so whenever you have any kind of logs that are subtracted, um, we're going to combine it. As long as these bases are the same, which they usually will be. So they both have a base of 2. So that means we can combine these into one log. The fact that this is subtraction means that we're going to combine this into a log, and we're going to have a fraction. So what that really means is now, so that means this equals, so it's going to be all one log base 2, since these two logs have a base 2. And then we're going to have a fraction, and we're going to have a fraction because this is subtraction. Okay, if there were no subtraction, if none of the logs are being subtracted or none of the logs are negative, then we won't have a fraction. Okay, but we do. So the top of the fraction, what goes on the top of the fraction, is all of the arguments that come from positive logs. So like this first log here is positive, right? There's no negative out in front here. So this is a positive log. So that means this argument, x times y, will go on the top. Okay, so this xy here just goes on the top. And then the other argument, this x squared, comes from a negative log. There's a minus in front of the log. So if whatever's in front, if there's, if you look at it, if there's a minus, then the argument will go on the bottom of the fraction. So this x squared will go on the bottom. Okay, and in some of these practice problems you can simplify more. Like here we could, there's an x on the top and bottom of this fraction, so we could simplify. On the quiz, I don't want people to be worrying about simplifying. We'll do more work with that later. So for now, I'm just going to leave that as the answer. So that'll be kind of as far as you have to go on these quizzes, on this quiz. And actually, just to recap, the directions say write the following, or use logarithm laws to simplify the following. And so simplifying, if they say simplify, they mean if you have more than one log, combine it into one log. And sometimes they'll actually, the directions will say to actually combine it into one log. Okay, so we're done with this one. Okay, the last log had subtraction in it, but this one doesn't. This one's just addition. It's going to be kind of similar to the last one though. We're going to rewrite this as all one log. So these two logs have a base of 2. So our log is going to have a base of 2 once we combine it. And then there's no fraction for this one because neither of these logs are minus or negative. They're both just regular, just positive logs. This is this is adding, and then there's no subtraction out in front here. Okay, so if you're just adding positive logs like this, then all you're going to do is you're going to take a log of something and you're just going to multiply the arguments of the logs. So like this argument goes inside here, and that gets multiplied by this other argument. That's it. So we just took the two arguments, multiplied them together, and that got combined all into one log. That's the answer. Okay, so this is similar to A, where we have two logs subtracted. We notice they have the same base. The base is 3. So that means when we combine these, our log will have a base of 3. And then we have one of the logs that's being subtracted. So that means we're going to have fraction. And then the fact that this first log is positive, since there's no negative out in front or no minus out in front, that means that since this is a positive log, then its argument is going to go on the top of the fraction. that just gets written here. And then the fact that the second log is negative, that means its argument, 27y squared, is going to go in the denominator, or 27xy, sorry. That goes in the denominator. And then that's it. That's the final answer. Okay, we notice that we have subtraction here, and we have two logs with the same base. So that means we're going to combine these. These two bases are 4. So when we combine it, our log is going to have a base 4. The fact that there's subtraction here means that we're going to have a fraction in here in our log. And then the fact that this first log is positive, there's no negative out in front, means that the argument of this log, this xy cubed, is going to go on the top of the fraction. And then the fact that the second log is subtracted, or negative, that means that its argument, xy, is going to go on the bottom. Okay, and again, we could simplify this, but we won't worry about it for this quiz. We'll just leave it as that. That is the final answer. Okay, so we notice that these two logs have the same base, and we also notice that there's subtraction. Okay, so that means that these two bases are 3, so our log's going to have a base of 3. Okay, this is subtraction. There's a subtraction in here, so that means we're going to have a fraction. And then this first log is positive, so its argument, this thing, is going to go on top since it's positive. And then the second thing is minus, or negative, which means its argument, this 3x squared, is going to go on bottom. And that's the final answer.